students, I am your teacher Maricar. So in this video, we are going to talk about the place and manner of articulation. Before we discuss articulation, let us answer first the first question here. What is required for sound production? The sound production requires two things. The first one is the power or the energy source, and the second one is vibrating element or the vibration. The second question is, what is articulation? Articulation, it is an act of expressing something in a coherent verbal form, or an aspect of pronunciation involving the articulatory organs. Articulatory organs includes the following. Number 1 is tongue. Number 2 is lips. Number 3 is teeth. Number 4 is alveolar ridge or the gums behind the upper teeth. Number 5 is a soft palate. Number 6, hard palate. And the last one is the velum or the alveola. Okay? Speech sound structures. The alveolar ridge is located in this part. This one is the lips, tongue lip, the tongue itself, the oral cavity, vocal fold, epiglottis located here, and the nasal cavity. And we have two types of velum or alveola. We have the elevated velum and the lowered velum. Place of articulation. Place of articulation refers to the location in the mouth where a sound is usually a consonant is produced. It is often thought as the place where there is most contact between articulators. Place of articulation composed of number 1, the bilabial, labiodental, dental, glottal, velar, palatal, fossavelar, and the last one is alveolar. Let's start with place of articulation. Classification of sounds by place of articulation. The first one is bilabial. Both lips come together. Consonant sounds are produced like b, p, w. For example, boy, people, man, wet. The second one is labiodental. Lower lip and upper teeth make contact. Consonant sounds are produced such as v, f. For example, velvet, fence. Next is interdentals, made by placing the tongue against or between the teeth. Consonant sounds are produced that, these, loth, both. The next one is alveolar. The tongue makes contact with the alveolar ridge. Consonant sounds are produced, for example, t, d, z, z. Top, deer, soap, zip, nap, lap. The next one is palatal, made when the center of the tongue approaches the palate. For example, s, z. The next one is velar, made when the back of the tongue touches the velum. Consonant sounds are produced k, g. For example, kid, go, rolling, sung. Next is glottal. Primary constriction is at the glottis. Consonant sounds are produced h. For example, hat, harp, hunt. Manner of articulation. The type of closure or narrowing at the point of the articulation. There are 6 kinds of manner of articulation. Number 1 is plosive. Number 2 is nasal. Number 3 is fricative. Number 4, affricative. Number 5 is lateral. And number 6 is approximant or glide. Manner of articulation, speech structure. Nasal cavity, the lips, the jaw, the tongue, larynx, oral cavity, the palate, the pharynx, epiglottis, the larynx, opening into the pharynx, and esophagus. First one is stops, also called flusives, produced by complete closure of the lips and a subsequent release. For example, p, b, pen, bed. Next is fricatives, produced by almost blocking the airstream. For example, th, z, th, sh, th, z, sh, sh. For example, fish, dose, shoe, casual. The next one is the affricatives, can be described as stops, fricatives, stops plus affricatives. Consonant sounds are produced ch, z. For example, church, chapter, lunch, germ, edge, journal. Next is nasal. Nasal sounds are produced when the velum is lowered. For example, Liquids and glides. Both terms describe articulations that are made way between true consonants and vowels. For example, oo, r, life, like, red, rest. In conclusion, take note that place and manner of articulations are essential to produce accurate sounds. Thank you for your time, students. See you in your next lesson. Prepared by Maricar Bautista, PS Ed 2A.